I'm your host, Tricia Ziemer, and I'm here with Anne King from Auschild, who is an extraordinary teacher, and she's come to tell us about an extraordinary student. Welcome.
Hi.
Now, tell me your role at Auschild.
At Auschild I teach the Certificate 2 in General Education for Adults, which is specifically for 14 to 19 or 20-year-olds that are quite disengaged and either haven't been at school for quite a while or the mainstream school just isn't for them. They can't cope with the mainstream school.
So one of these students, Joseph, tell me about his journey.
Oh, Joseph, one of my lovely students. When he started, I didn't see him hardly at all for about 6 weeks. He just came in very quiet. He did his work, but didn't want to be there. Didn't want to be there. So he has a case manager at Youth Connections, and she would ring and get him in, or force him in, and then slowly he's just grown into this lovely young person, which I'm sure he always was, but he's just brilliant. His music and his work were just excellent. So we're still in touch, which is really lovely too after the course is finished.
So join us as we head down to Auschild at the Frankston foreshore and meet up with Joseph and Anne once again.
G'day, my name's Joseph and I was a graduate of the Auschild program. I came to be an Auschild when I was doing a program called Tools of the Trade, and I had a case manager called Kirsty through the Brotherhood of St Lawrence, and she just got me into Auschild. My experience, it was pretty easy going, it was a lot more relaxed than school. It was just felt more comfortable there, really, than regular school. You don't have to wear uniforms, you can, it's a 9:30 start. Yeah, it definitely helped with my learning. Just a bit easier there's not that many people in the class. Even with Anne, my teacher, it was a lot easier. I understood her more than most teachers at school because she would actually sit down with me and, talk me through it, rather than teachers at school would just sort of explain it to the whole class, sort of thing.
My greatest challenge is always connecting with the students, and that means they're starting to be engaged and actually trusting me. So once they know that I can be trusted, then everything flows on from there.
Well, when I first started Auschild, the first thing that we really got into was just basic school stuff, like English, maths, just stuff like that.
The reading, writing and arithmetic is only the thing I have to do. This is what is the most important. It is important in the way that if they don't have it, they can't go further. But the most important thing is if they're not engaged with me, they won't be engaged with an employer or a future employer or another educator. So that is the most important thing.
Yeah, made heaps of friends there. Everyone in the class got along. There was no one really, it was enemies with each other, it was everyone, there was heaps of different range of people as well, I decided to take other courses because my dad has been doing air conditioning his whole life and refrigeration. So I just, wanted to get into that. And Auschild helped me get into a place called Wise Employment, and they helped me get into the TAFE that I'm doing the air conditioning course at.
Joseph is definitely one that will go on to do whatever he wanted to do at the start of the course and reach that goal.
Auschild sort of made me think harder about getting a job and stuff like that. So I just didn't really think about it as hard until I started Auschild, and just knew after Auschild I needed to get into something. I felt really good when I graduated from Auschild because when I actually did graduate, it didn't really seem like I did. When I got the certificate, it was I finally got it. I didn't even think that I would have got it so quick. Well, from this point on, really, would just like to get a job in refrigeration and just, you know, do that, and probably just work on my music as well, just make music professionally.
And to know where they've come from and to see when they leave the course to go on to further things is just fabulous.
So why is Ozchild better suited as a training organisation for kids like Joseph?
Well, basically, mainstream school has probably 28 to 30 students in a class. They have different teachers in high school. The curriculum is extremely academic, and they don't, if they've got a learning difficulty or even need more attention, it's impossible to get it at mainstream school. So with us, there's basically 10 to 15 students in a class, maximum of 15. And with the curriculum, it's more relaxed. They come in a bit later, they leave a bit earlier. It's only 3 days a week. So if they have a lot on their plate at home or other issues, they have time and they're more relaxed to deal with those issues. So we have a lot of connections with support agencies for the students as well.
So tell me about Joseph and the types of units that he took at Ozchild.
The units that he took is literacy, numeracy, some occupational health and safety, mainly life skills, and the other units rolled into one. But we do it in a project form, which is, look, we made a slice, which was quite hilarious because they could make up the recipe and it had to be done in a microwave. So they had fun with that, but that incorporates all the numeracy, which is scales and fractions and that, but they don't see it that way because they're actually cooking. And look, the students came up with some very inventive cakes, which I had to taste.
Thank you so much for joining us.